This was tough, but it was because of this bracket here, not this one. That's my new engine guard. Uh, it only took me about 45 minutes to do it. Put it on there, and I like it. I can ride with my feet up here, put my lights down here, go ahead and get my kick pedals put out here for me to hang my feet on. You take all that off. There's a little black thing right here. If you gotta pull that off, slide the whole mess out, then you bolt this right in. Without this piece, it went right on easy. But that piece was a pain to put on the first time I put it on. But you got two screws here, got one down here, and it just bolts on there. You gotta leave it loose, get your skid plate back on it. There's four screws holding it. There's a 5 millimeters. The screws are 4 millimeters, and then you got two 12 millimeters nuts bolts underneath there. It don't take long to change it, but I did go ahead and I changed my mind on my wiring. I run new wire to my USB port here. Got my ground here. Don't have it hooked up yet, but I'll hook it up tomorrow. My back's not said no. I decided just to come out here. I'll put my plug on it, and whenever I'm not using the USB port, I'll just have it unplugged. Otherwise, I'll just plug it in my USB port. I'm probably gonna put it right in the middle right here. Way my wires can go down, be protected, whatever. And then if I need to put it on battery tender, I can just unplug it and plug it right in my battery tender. I got the stuff to do it. Uh, just my back is saying quit for now. But like I said on my earlier video, everything but my sleeping bag, my air mattress, my tent, my quilt. Well, I call it a quilt, just a very warm blanket, and everything I fit right here. Then I'm put my sleeping bag on top, and I can turn this around this way, and that way I can raise it up and hold my sleeping bag. Got my 1 gallon gas can right here, and I got chairs in the house. I'm not gonna go dig it out. That fits right here for me to sit on. It's perfect. But anyway, and I found these, and they seem to be okay for a cheap pair. I think I looked them up, and they're made in China, and they're like $9 or something, and you get them offline. But hey, they're free to me. But anyway, I'm almost ready to go camping. Now, April the 8th, well, probably the 7th, Quasimotor, Neil, and a few other ones gonna ride their bikes up toward Texarkana to uh, camp out and catch that solar eclipse. I don't know if I'm gonna ride this one or if I'm gonna ride the one in the shed there. Uh, where's it at? Dang, that's a long ways to walk when you're hurting. I'll ride that in there and I can go ahead and get there. That thing around 117.4 mile an hour and the computer shuts it off. And I can buy a programmer for it, but I'm not. I'm leaving it stock. I love my bike. I love it. But after we had some 80 mile an hour wind come along, and it threw Wilbur, the little red bike, over on this one, and it scratched it all up. And let me tell you, it makes me mad. It scratched the other side up. Well, I ain't getting over there to find out. This was the only scratch I had on the bike, and I had it on that bike when I bought the bike, and everything. But that's my little cruiser. Um, it just now got like 5,200 miles on it now, maybe. It's 2012. Let's see if I can read it. 5,374 miles. And everything. The only thing I plan on changing on it is the belt before I take any long trips. Texarkana ain't that long. And I'm going to change the front tire because the front tire is the original tire from 2012. The belt's the original belt from 2012. Now, the rear tire, I didn't have this bike 45 minutes and I put a bolt in it about the size of my thumb. And I think we put 3 plugs in it to get me home. And I still rode it for, I don't know, 2,500 miles before I finally changed it because I was going to take a long trip. So I went ahead and changed it. But it still had good tread on it. The new tire's got maybe 2,500 on it, I guess. I mean, I'm just guessing about the mileage on that stuff. But anyway, one of them deals. But I love Wilburs, but I can't afford 2 bikes or 3 bikes. So I'm probably going to trade this thing in. I've been wanting a Suzuki Bergman 200 for years, but I've been told they're not that comfortable. So I may go get me an ADV 160. Found out I still owe like $900 on this bike, and I can either trade it in or just go ahead and pay it off then and get me my ADV, and then I can have all 3 bikes. But I love this little bike. This is the closest thing to a dirt bike I've ever rode in my life. I've always rode big old Harleys. I mean, big Harleys and everything. And I went down to something like this, and I love it. At first, I didn't think I'd like it, but I do. There's my trader dog. He's a trader. He's never let no one pet him, and then in the last year, oh, he lets everybody pet him, but grandma. He won't let grandma pet him. He won't let he won't let a woman pet him for sure. One of them deals other than mama. And he'll let her pet him. But anyway, I love it. I've never had to kickstart it, but it kickstarts first time. I've never had to push start it, but I have, just to make sure it worked. Put it in second gear and didn't even roll it 5 foot and it started right up. The only thing this bike really has, other than a little bit too slow, is that you cannot see that if the sun's coming down over your shoulder onto it. You cannot see it. But I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it alone. One of them deals. But anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to get off here. Dang, this video's already 8 minutes long. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up and I'll hook up my USB port up front. And I'll put my plug in the back. Then I'll find a way to make it fit. I'm find a way to make it fit there. And, like I said, that's just going to be like if I'm riding, I need to charge my phone. I need to charge, so I got 2 right here. 2 right here. I can charge my GPS and my phone at the same time. But this here be for like if I got an extra battery or whatever I may need it for. Maybe for my flashlight. Charge my fan that I keep in my deal. I don't know, but I'm gonna have it anyway. But yet if I don't need it, I just unplug it right here. I'll just unplug it right here and then I can plug my battery tender in it. But this bike rides enough. I've never had to put a battery tender on it. That black bike over there, it keeps a battery tender on it. That right there is a 2009 Scion TC with 289 miles on it. Exactly. We started it right up here about 2 months ago. She drove it to the fence up there about 150 foot, back up, turned, parked it right there, and it rolled over to 289 miles. I wish I could sell it. but that's a different story. All right, I'm getting off here. Bye.